Hello, welcome to our presentation. Today we will talk about tips on how to discuss driver safety concerns with an older adult. Today's presentation is designed to help you identify changes due to aging that can affect older drivers, understand the struggle between older drivers and their loved ones if driving becomes a concern, and gain tips and confidence to maneuver through the serious conversation about limiting or stopping someone's driving. Older adults and driving. The risk of vehicle crashes rises with age, especially after the age of 75. Most older adults drive safely because they have a lot of experience, but when they are involved in a car accident, they are often more seriously injured than younger drivers. Older adult drivers are less likely than other drivers to be in accidents involving high speeds or alcohol. However, they are more likely to be in accidents that occur at intersections because they missed a stop sign or attempted to turn left in front of oncoming traffic. Older drivers tend to be injured when in an accident more than others. Normal aging changes. Normal aging causes medical problems that can affect driving. Reflexes, flexibility, clearness of vision, memory, and the ability to focus tend to decline with age. Each one of these factors can significantly impair one's ability to drive safely. Health conditions. Certain health conditions can also affect a person's driving. Cataracts and glaucoma can diminish eyesight and hamper driving ability. An eye doctor can help establish whether the older adult's sight is good enough to drive safely. Many older drivers can lose the strength or dexterity needed to handle a car. A car with power steering will be helpful for an older adult. They may also shrink in height, making it harder to see over the hood of the car. Dementias, such as Alzheimer's disease, can impair memory and judgment while driving. Medications. Both prescription and over-the-counter medications can make it more difficult to focus and make quick decisions while driving. Review all medications with your physician or pharmacist. He or she will be able to advise you or the older adult of the dangers certain medications or combinations of medications can present while driving. The California Department of Motor Vehicles. There is a myth that the DMV automatically re-examines drivers after they reach a certain age. This is not true. A person's age alone is not sufficient basis for re-examination. The DMV has the authority to investigate and re-examine every driver's ability to operate a motor vehicle safely due to a physical or mental condition or a poor driving record. There is no state that has an age limit on driving. For the renewal process, drivers aged 70 years and older at the time that their driver's license expires must appear in person to renew his or her driver's license. A written test and vision test are required at that time. The written test consists of 18 multiple-choice questions, and a passing grade is 3 errors or less. The struggle for older drivers. Not being able to drive, especially for those living in Southern California, can make a person feel trapped in their home. Many people have been in the routine for driving for decades of their lives. Without a car, they can feel as if their independence is being taken away. As people get older, their driving patterns may change. Retirement, different schedules, and new activities affect when and where a person drives. The free time in retirement may allow them to try new activities in unfamiliar locations and at all times of the day. This change in routine may create additional stress and confusion for the older driver. The decision to limit driving or give it up altogether can be difficult and emotional. People who stop driving altogether often feel depressed, angry, socially isolated, burdensome to their family, and believe they have fewer opportunities to engage with others in the community. It would be a good idea to find out what driving means to your loved one when talking about your driving safety concerns. The struggle of being the bad guy. Not only is having a conversation about driver safety concerns difficult for the older adult, but it is difficult for everyone else involved, whether you are a friend or family member. There may be fear every time your elderly loved one gets behind the wheel. You might worry whether or not they will get home safely, or if they will be a danger or cause harm to others. There is also a struggle on how to confront them. People are reluctant to confront the issue for fear they will hurt their loved one's feelings. You can't think of it as being the bad guy. You have to remember that you are there to help keep your loved ones safe and also keep others safe. Next, we will give you some pointers that may assist you in dealing with this delicate situation. Preparation. Start early. Preferably, conversations about safe driving should start long before driving becomes a problem. Establishing an open dialogue early on allows time for the older adult to consider his or her driving skills and make appropriate modifications. The first step in planning a successful conversation with older drivers is to start a discussion that acknowledges their feelings and shows genuine concern about what driving and its loss may mean to them. Approach the issue with sensitivity. The older driver may think that authorities, friends, or relatives are out to get them just because of their age. You have to be sensitive and empathetic about how you approach the conversation. Be supportive and positive. Allow the person to have an active role in the decision-making process. Age alone should not be the basis for limiting someone's driving privileges or taking them away. You should be concerned about the person's abilities, not just his or her age. Enlist the help and support of other family members, friends, or physicians when you suspect a loved one is likely to be a danger on the road. However, don't use this as an opportunity to gang up on the person. Choose who will do the talking. To increase your chance of success, carefully select the person who will initiate the discussion. Hearing sensitive information from the right person can make a big difference. It is important that the person who is chosen is someone that the recipient trusts. Do not pick a person who has a more hands-off approach or does not have much contact with the older adult. Assess the situation. Ride with the driver, if it is safe, and observe his or her driving habits. Afterwards, talk about the things that you observed in their driving. Look for changes in driving patterns in the older driver. It is good to take notes on what you observe so you don't forget. Depending on the severity of what you observe, a refresher driving course or an adjustment to the person's driving habits may be appropriate. Here at Keiro, we offer an AARP driver safety course. However, in some cases, the only safe alternative may be for him or her to stop driving. If you are unsure or uncomfortable with observing the driver, you can actually send in a request for examination form to the DMV to have the person retested. The form has you state the person's name, reason you believe they are unfit to drive, what is wrong with their driving behavior, and your name and relationship to the person. The DMV will do their best to keep your name confidential if that is what you wish. An additional resource for a more individualized evaluation of the driver can be found at Rancho Los Amigos National Rehabilitation Center. A physician can also prescribe or order such an examination for the older driver. Their website will be available at the end of this presentation for more information. The conversation. Start the conversation by letting the recipient know that you have concerns about his or her driving safety. Offer your help and support. An important step during this process is to talk with the driver and ask specific questions about his or her feelings and openly acknowledge his or her concerns. By doing this, you validate the driver and show understanding with his or her situation. Anticipate their reactions. An older driver may exhibit negative emotions about the idea of limiting or stopping their driving. If the driver agrees with your assessment of his or her lack of driving ability, the thought of giving up the car keys can be very upsetting. By remaining calm, you can ensure a productive discussion and diffuse negative emotions about the sensitive topic. You may also experience strong emotions ranging from fear, anger, frustration, and even guilt for assisting in depriving someone of his or her freedom to drive. However, do not let your emotions delay this conversation. It is important to keep your loved one and others safe. Examples in conversation. Here are some examples in starting the conversation. Talk about health and safety concerns. You can say something like, "Your health and safety come first." You may also bring up any driving changes you observed when you rode along with the driver, or address any health conditions that the driver has that may affect their driving ability. You can talk about how driving and road conditions are changing. Maybe you can say, "Driving isn't what it used to be," and explain the recklessness of certain drivers and how scary this can be now. Another example is, "Traffic around here is so crazy." For example, try referencing busy streets or narrow roads and how difficult these driving conditions can be for any person. Another suggestion is to talk about car or driver-related news. You can mention, "Did you hear about the accident down the street?" This can be good in helping explore the older adults' attitudes about driving and what is going on around them. It can be informative to let them know and discuss these types of events and relate it back to your concerns about them driving. Remember, several small conversations are better than one big conversation. For example, chatting about driving risks one day and about safety concerns another day can be more informal and less threatening than having one serious conversation addressing the person's driver's safety concerns. Choose the best messenger, whether it be a spouse, adult child, friend, or a physician. The last person an older adult wants to hear from is a police officer. Look for opportunities to bring up the conversation with news or personal experiences. If the older adult agrees to limit or give up their driving, ongoing conversations about new transportation plans are necessary. Arrange rides with friends or family and also look at the public transportation system. It is better to not have all the responsibility for transporting the older adult fall on just one person. Thank you for joining us today. For more information on the AARP Driver Safety course or other educational opportunities offered by Keiro, please visit our website at www.keiro.org.